It's Tuesday, October 7th, just following up on the SPY described on earlier videos. I bought some puts here early on, anticipating the potential for a bit of a downside move. It hit the pre-market lows, which also was the midpoint of the prior day, and there took it to the next target here, which was the outside day to the downside, the lower lows on the daily chart of the previous day. That was another inflection point, and if it didn't want to rebound from there, then all of a sudden you're starting to broaden on higher time frames. I just wanted to follow up that we just had a brief pause and started lower, and now we hit our next target down here, which is this blue line. So you can see, after hitting kind of this first inflection area, that was a pause, but now we continue lower. So now we seem to be broadening on a higher time frame. We reached our first target. Again, if you just look at the chart day by day, you'll see, each of the successive targets, and those are logical pause areas. So that's what happens here. It hits this target. You can exit trades at this point if you want, or you can just see what unfolds. At the moment here, since we broadened on this first time frame and didn't want to rebound, it seems to be that we want to start taking out other targets on the higher time frame. And if we look at the next highest time frame, that seems to be about the midpoint of this green bar. So it seems like this move here, after taking out the high the previous week and broadening in the very short run, but not really continuing the uptrend, it seems to want to broaden a little lower. So next step is the midpoint of this green bar. That's what I'd keep in mind, and that also aligns with kind of this target right here. So I'd keep that in mind as the next target. If we get there, then all of a sudden you want to see that's getting to the midway point of this prior green bar. If we can't hold there, and we have plenty of time in the week to go, then all of a sudden, just like we had an outside day, on the daytime frame, higher highs, lower lows, on the weekly chart, if we get through the midpoint of this bar, it's possible we can get higher highs and lower lows all the way down here, 661 by the end of the week. So, that's something to keep an eye on. I'm going to stay focused, to the downside. As long as we stay below the open of the week, I'm biased that way. We can have some volatility in there. People are buying these dips, so, you never know. But I think if they try to buy the dips and it doesn't really follow through higher, they get trapped and then they are forced to sell, and that's what can drive prices even lower. So we're going to see for the first time in a long time, can we get kind of a nice red week develop here by the end of the week, and if so, what that might mean for the rest of the month. But anyway, for now, we've hit a bunch of targets really from this opening price action. We hit the pre-market lows that then pinballed into the low of the prior day, and then once we held there, then we started hitting our next target down here. And you can see at this pause area, if we can't really, if at the pause, we can get some green bars in here, but if we roll over and take out that low, then all of a sudden here's our next target, and we're just going to see how things go for the rest of the day, and how the daily chart ends up. The options, they moved up the SPY puts at 675 puts. They're at 667 now. I saw them hit 7 earlier. They hit 736 as a high on the day. So they're moving up nicely, and we will just see how this whole structure unfolds when the day's over. But not surprising here, just like the first target, that you get the pause area here. But let's see, is this going to be a big green bar to the upside, or is it just going to be some orderly pullbacks in here, maybe into this gap, and then roll over and attempt a secondary trade to the downside? But anyway, it's all at no risk if you were able to buy puts up in this area. And again, I wanted to give that a shot, just given these daily charts here that were moving up day after day at exhaustion risk, but each one would have red bars. So there is selling up here, and now we are possibly starting a little deeper pullback, and we'll find out a lot more as the day and the week goes on.